Okay, let's get right into it. We're about to fix one of the most common mistakes I see in writing. If you've ever stared at a sentence, wondering if you've used a comma correctly, then this is for you. In just the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to spot a major comma error and, more importantly, how to fix it perfectly every single time.
It all starts with something that looks like this. You've got a comma trying to do way too much work, trying to hold two big ideas together all by itself. But it can't. It just creates this confusing run-on sentence. So let's put an end to that confusion for good.
Here's the perfect example. Usman was tired, he went to sleep. Now, it seems simple enough, right? But that one little comma is actually creating a grammatical error called a comma splice, and we're going to use this exact sentence to learn how to fix it forever.
So what is a comma splice really? Let's break down what's happening here. Because, once you understand why something is wrong, it becomes so much easier to get it right. Here's the official definition. A comma splice is what happens when you try to stick two complete sentences together using only a comma. A comma just isn't strong enough for that job. Seriously, think of it like trying to hold two heavy bricks together with a tiny piece of tape. It's just not going to work.
Let's look at the first part of that sentence. Usman was tired. See, that's a complete thought. It has a subject, a verb. It can stand all on its own. It doesn't need anything else to make sense. We call this an independent clause.
Now what about the second part? He went to sleep. Well, that's also a complete thought. It's another solid, independent idea. So what you've got are two separate sentences, and that little comma just isn't strong enough to connect them. It creates a weak spot, and the whole thing just kind of falls apart grammatically. But here's the good news. Once you learn how to spot the problem, fixing it is actually pretty simple. I'm going to give you count them, five powerful tools for your writer's toolkit that will solve this every single time. Let's dive in. All right, method #1 is the easiest and, honestly, often the best solution. Just use a full stop or a period. Usman was tired. He went to sleep. Boom. Two clear, separate sentences. It's strong, it's direct, and you can never, ever go wrong with it.
Okay, on to method 2. You can keep your comma, but you've got to give it some help. It needs a little joining word, what we call a coordinating conjunction. In this case, we've added so. Usman was tired, so he went to sleep. That little word so builds the bridge that the comma couldn't build on its own.
And here are the 7 words you can use for the job. The easiest way to remember them is with the acronym FANBOYS. It stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Just pick the one that makes the most sense and creates the logical connection you need.
Our third tool is the mighty semicolon. You can think of it as a super comma. It's strong enough to join two complete sentences all by itself as long as those two sentences are closely related. Usman was tired. He went to sleep. See how that connects the two ideas but keeps them balanced? Pretty cool, huh?
Want to get a little more advanced? Try method 4. Here you use a semicolon, then a special adverb like therefore or however, and then a comma. Usman was tired, therefore he went to sleep. This is great for showing a really specific logical connection, like cause and effect.
And our fifth and final method is all about changing the sentence structure. So instead of having two equal ideas, we make one idea depend on the other. For example, Usman went to sleep because he was tired. Now that phrase, because he was tired, can't be a sentence by itself. It depends on the first part to make any sense. And this really shows the key difference. An independent clause, Usman went to sleep, is like a complete building. It stands on its own. A dependent clause, because he was tired, is like a single puzzle piece. It's an incomplete idea that needs to connect to something else. That's the crucial difference right there.
Okay, so you know how to fix the mistake. Now it's time to level up. Because, great writing isn't just about being correct, it's about making deliberate choices. Let's see how these different fixes actually create different types of sentences and different effects.
Just look at the different feel each of these creates. A simple sentence, Usman slept. It's short, it's punchy. A compound sentence joins two equal ideas. A complex sentence shows us the reason why something happened. And a compound complex sentence, that weaves multiple ideas together for a much more sophisticated thought. And this is what separates good writing from truly great writing. Your choice matters. Use simple sentences when you want to make a strong impact. Use a compound sentence to show balance. Use a complex one to explain the why. Mastering this is all about choosing the right tool for the exact effect you want to create.
All right, you've seen the problem and you have the entire toolkit. I think it's time to put your new skills to the test. Let's see if you can spot and fix the comma splices in this next paragraph.
Here's your challenge. This paragraph is absolutely full of comma splices. Usman studied all night. He was preparing for the exam. He felt tired the next morning. He still attended school. How would you rewrite this? Go ahead, you can pause and think about how you'd use the methods we just learned.
So, how'd you do? Let's look at some possible solutions. Solution 1 is super direct, using 4 short sentences for impact. Solution 2 weaves the ideas together to show a logical flow of events. And Solution 3 uses a semicolon and a conjunctive adverb to create a more formal, academic tone. The best part? None of these are more correct than the others. They just create different styles and effects.
So, after all that, what's the big idea here? What's the one thing you should walk away with? I mean, why did we just spend all this time talking about one tiny little comma?
Well, it really all comes down to this. Clear punctuation equals clear writing. Punctuation isn't just a bunch of random, annoying rules. It's the code that gives you writing, structure, and meaning. Once you master it, your ideas will always, always shine through.